Well, hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee, and this here's little River. And I know you all been waiting to meet her. And she's doing good. She's in training. She's still training. She's 4 months old. She's a Pomeranian. And I'll put her up here so you can see her. I don't normally put her on a table, but see, she's just a baby. And she's almost completely housebroke. She's doing real good. She's got a little bark collar on. So she's not going to be yappy because I can't take a yappy dog. So whenever she barks, it vibrates or beeps. I think it beeps. And then if she keeps on going, it'll vibrate. So, but this is River. And she's just a sweetie. She'll like to be held. She just come in from outside and she loves playing in the snow. And we got snow today, not a whole lot. Friends, we had a green Christmas for the first time, I bet, in maybe about 15 years. 10, 15 years. You go get in your bed, baby. She got her little bed she sleeps in, and here she comes. What are you doing? Aww. You want to come up here, don't you? Come on. All right, there we go. Okay. You say hi. I'm sure they don't care about dogs. Yeah, you're special, aren't you? Yeah, and you like the kids. You about climb up on top of their head. You go get in your bed, baby. Go get in your bed, be a good girl. Go get in your bed. Now I gotta wash my table off because I don't usually put animals on my counters or tables or anything like that. But just to show her to you. Anyway, hello friends, and I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. Our holiday was busy. Not our normal holiday because my mother wasn't able to come to our Christmas here at my house this year. She got out of the hospital the day before Christmas Eve, and it was nice to get her home. She did come home with oxygen, and she is doing a lot better, but she's going to have her oxygen for, what? She'd probably have her oxygen for quite some time. But she's making improvements every day. And I thought I was going to have to take at least the whole month of January off, but it doesn't look like it because she's just doing wonderful. And my sister-in-law is helping her right now because, let's see, what was it? 3 days ago, I come down with a sinusitis, sinus infection, allergies. I don't know what it was. But I went to the doctor, or I called the doctor and asked if there was something he could give me that would help clear this up. Because my face was itching and my nose was running, my eyes were watering. Oh, it was just crazy. And he says, I can't do anything until I test you for COVID. And that's when I told him that my mom had COVID, but I hadn't been exposed to that. It's been well over 14 days. And he thought maybe, I haven't anyway. He was a little concerned. So, excuse me. I went in and I got tested and it was negative. I didn't have COVID. I am fully vaccinated, but I could still get it. But I'm not boosted, and that I'll get a booster shot eventually, but not right now. So he gave me some stuff for my sinuses, but in the same thing, I never had a fever, but he told me to stay away from my mom because she doesn't need this extra. So my sister-in-law is taking care of her, and I've been home for 3 days now. And my husband just left this morning. His truck was in the shop again for, oh my gosh, a week. So, and he just left again. He has more trouble with that truck. I don't know what it is, but that truck, it seems like it's in the shop more than it's out on the road with him. So I don't know. He gets so frustrated. He says, I just give up. I'm just going to drive it and not worry about it, So he got it fixed. Everything else is doing good. And I can't believe we had a green Christmas. We haven't had a green Christmas in a while. We didn't have any snow for days. It's like, oh my goodness. And then all of a sudden, wham, we got snow all overnight. Ice and snow and rain. It's just the craziest weather this year. Absolutely crazy. The chickens are loving it. They love that warm weather. And then my granddaughters were out there feeding them, and they forgot to shut the gate, and the chickens all come out. But I didn't worry about it because they didn't really leave the yard. And they're, even if they went over to the neighbors, there's nothing to tear up. Gardens aren't growing right now, so they had a freebie. Anyway, so I'm glad that my mom is home and everything. There's a lot of people. She's home. I'm glad she's home. Let me finish that sentence because I'm going to just start going off on a tangent. I just know it. Anyway, she's home and she's doing well. Thank you for all your prayers and all your support because it's wonderful. On the other hand, when this pandemic first started, my eyes itch. When this pandemic first started, most of the cases were all downstate. Us being up here in the Pickers, we didn't have much of anything. And I think Munson just maybe had a few cases of it. But now, this year, there are so many people. And friends, I live in a town that's probably, maybe, I'm pushing it if I say 450, and there's so many of them with COVID. It's just rampant through here right now. I think that's why my doctor was worried that I had it, but it's rampant. And, my heart goes out to a lot of them, but my heart really goes out to a family just down the road from me. They lost their daughter. She was 36, too young, just so young. And she passed from COVID, and we're just sick, just so sad. She left behind her husband and her kids, and there's so many people in the hospital up here with it. It's just unreal. And I think when my mother was there, they had 145 people up in there. Munson isn't that big of a hospital. Anyway, I was fit to be tied because when she was in the hospital, she come out of isolation. And it was like 3 days after that, then they sent her home. They took her out of ICU, and then she was in her own room for 4 days. And one of those days was still in isolation. But they had no kitchen staff at that hospital. And everybody was out with COVID. Even the nurses, they were short-staffed on the nurses. Everybody, COVID was just running rampant up here. Well, my mother went 4 days, friends, 4 days with nothing to eat. And she was starving. When she come out of ICU, she could eat. She was hungry, and the first day they gave her, I think the first morning, they gave her an omelet, and then it was after that there was no more food. So from 8 o'clock that morning until she got out, she didn't have anything to eat except water to drink. I was just fit to be tied. I thought, I'll take you up some food. I'll bring her some food. I'll bring her anything. Nope, you can't bring nothing into the hospital because of COVID. And I thought, you know what? Well, then why doesn't the hospital stock those refrigerators up on each ward? The nurses station, they've got a little area near all of them for snacks, and they got a little fridge in there and stuff. Why didn't they stock them? They knew this was coming, and I was just livid. Well, my mom, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're just silly. Are you chasing the kitty? Are you? Oh, she got her little face laying on my leg. You go get in your bed, be a good girl. Go get in your bed. Where was I at? I hate getting old. You forget. When my husband and I went to pick her up, she come home on Thursday because Friday was Christmas Eve. So anyway, Oh my goodness, excuse me. We went and picked her up at the hospital. And she said right away, well, the little girls had to go because they wanted to be with her. They wanted to see her. They were just so worried about her. So the whole crew went up there. We all went up there to get Mama and Nani and Grandma, whatever they call her. She got several names. Anyway, the first thing she said when she got in the car was, "We have got to stop at Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm starving." And I thought, okay, not a problem. We'll get you something to eat, get you a dinner. You can eat it on the way home. I don't care. Well, my mother went to Kentucky Fried Chicken's friends. Kentucky Fried Chicken friends. And she spent $70 on chicken. She was that hungry. She bought 2 of the $30 or $20 fill-ups and $20 fill-ups, and she bought like 8 or a dozen biscuits. She bought extra mashed potatoes and gravy, and she bought chicken pot pies, 3 or 4 of them. And she's rattling all this off in the back, and my husband, he's driving, and we're in the drive-thru, and he keeps looking at me like, really? Does she really want all this food? And I said, yeah, she wants that food, you buy it, you get it. So she had that, took that home, and I think she ate that for 3 days. It's domestic. But she's been eating nonstop. And my mother she can eat like nobody's business. But she lost 14 pounds in there. And, I think she weighs about 130 pounds now, soaking wet. And she was always about 155, 160 would be tops with her. But that woman can eat more than some countries. And she ate all that chicken and all that stuff within about 4 days. I think she had chicken for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But you know what? Eat all you can eat. She went hungry, right, for those 4 days. And I don't know if anybody's ever gone hungry, but it is a bear. I've been there. That's probably why my pantry is so packed full of food. I don't ever want to go hungry again. It is not fun. So anyway, she's been eating everything under the sun. And I can't go up there right now. My sister-in-law is doing some cooking for her. Now she's up and she'll put her breakfast together. She'll warm up stuff like the breakfast burritos that I made her. She gets up and she'll throw them in the oven, So she's doing a little more, and she's gaining a little more lung capacity. So her oxygen is staying up. And she's going to do good. I'm just so thankful to Jesus that she survived this. It's amazing. But anyway, boy oh boy, the New Year's already here. I think December was just a flash. It was December was a nightmare. I did manage to get all my cookie boxes done. You're eating the kitty food. You're not supposed to eat kitty food. You stay out of that. Oh, you sneaker, you. I gotta go put the cat food up. I'll be right back, friends. Oh, she's a stinker. She'll eat all the cat food. Leave her dog food. She'll eat all the cat food. I get them good food. Anyway, so I did get all my cookie boxes done. I didn't bake as much as I normally would because I was just a nervous wreck the whole time my mom was in the hospital. Friends, I never ate and smoked so much in my life. That's all I did was eat and smoke and cry. That's why I told my doctor, I says, I bet I gained 10 pounds. And absolutely, I gained 10 pounds. I said, I never thought that I was a nervous eater. But when that come around, oh my gosh, I lost all my bearings. I was just so scared, so nervous, so worried. And all I did was eat and cry and smoke. There would have been no quitting smoking then. I'd have smoked a whole carton. I was just a wreck. I tilted the refrigerator and I smoked. I can't. It was crazy. And my doctor, he says, well, he says that's. And my doctor said, well, that's normal with most people. Stress does crazy things to you. Even if you didn't eat, stress could make you gain weight. Does crazy things. He says, but is your mom okay now? Is she going to recover? And I said, yes, we got her home. She's doing good. She's going to recover. Everything's good. He says, well, now gather your bearings and get back to business. I said, okay. He says, get back to quitting smoking. Get back to your Mediterranean food and your healthy eating. He says, you got to stay healthy. He says, that's enough worrying. So I'm back at it. But boy, you can fall apart when something like that happens, can't you? Easy. I'm going to get coffee. I'll be right back. There, I forgot my coffee earlier. But anyway, yes, I did, friends. I gained 10 pounds. I'm just so mad about that. But you know what? It'll come off. I'll work on it. It was nuts. It was nuts. And my mom laughed. She says, don't worry about it, She says, I think I lost 14 pounds when I was in there. Right around 14 pounds she lost. I said, don't worry. Don't worry about it because I found it. It come running right to me. Hitched a ride right on the hips. So anyway, Christmas was nice. I did no Christmas shopping whatsoever. My daughter did it all. I just wrote a check to her, and she went and did all the shopping. Everything. I wrapped presents, and boy, I tell you, I got going with presents, and I wrapped and wrapped and wrapped until the cows come home. I was wrapping gifts. And but they had a good time. They had a good Christmas. And my daughter, she says, Mom, I don't think we should do Christmas this year because Grandma, that's before we knew she was going to get out of the hospital. And I said, listen, I know we're a wreck. Everything's upside down. We're living in a nightmare right now. I said, but we have got to make sure that these grandchildren remain normal. Christmas is coming regardless. We have to do this for our grandbabies. We have to do it. Christmas, we have to celebrate Christmas. We celebrate the birth of Jesus, and that's it. We don't stop that. We don't stop that for nothing. That's got to happen. I said, Grandma would have a fit if you didn't have Christmas celebration. So we did Christmas, and it turned out real good. I made a big old ham dinner. I cooked. I did all the cooking. Saturday, my mom, on Christmas Day, my mom, of course, she was home Christmas Eve. So Saturday, I went up there, and my husband and I went up there, and we roasted 2 big old stuffed roasting chickens. Yes, she had all the Kentucky Fried Chicken in the fridge, but she wanted chicken. Make her what she wants. Anyway, I did that with the mashed potatoes, the green beans. I did homemade bread, and we had a Christmas dinner with her because we can't take her nowhere yet, And that way she wouldn't be left out. So we had Christmas dinner. My husband and I had dinner with her on Saturday, her and my stepdad. And then on Sunday, I turned around and started cooking all over again for another meal. I got that all done. We had ham and, again, mashed potatoes and all the veggies and everything to go with it. The homemade bread. I think I made 6 loaves of homemade bread and 3 dozen deviled eggs and between the 2 days. So I did a lot of cooking and baking. And on Sunday, when we were all done, with our dinner and the opening the kids' presents, then we went up and I took a tray of cookies and we went up to my mom's, and the whole family gathered by her, and we had cookies and coffee for dessert with her because we didn't want to overwhelm her, so we only stayed for about an hour because she does get wiped out quick. And the little kids got a chance to hug and kiss her, and everybody got a chance to see her. And away we went back home and took a deep breath, and it's like, whew. Thank God we don't do a whole lot for New Year's. New Year's Day is like, relax. I'm not cooking nothing. It's help yourself, you know, that's it. This year I'm by myself, so I don't have to worry about it. My husband's out on the road. He wanted to, his birthday's the 3rd of January, and he said, you know what, I want to take my birthday off. I said, really? Well, it's just a birthday, you know, and when the older you get, the less you worry about birthdays. And he says, yeah, but it's my 60th. I said, oh. Does that mean you're an old man? No. I tease him. Oh, it's funny. We get along so good, my husband and I. On the way back from the doctor the other day, you know, I never talk about our religious, you know, our religion or political views, nothing like that. I just don't speak of that. But my husband and I are quite religious, and we pray together. And we were talking the other day on the way home from the doctor, and I said, oh, thank you, Jesus, I'm okay, you know, and I can get past this. And I was just sitting there talking about, well, you know, if you could have a conversation face to face with Jesus, I said to my husband, I said, what would be the first thing you'd ask him? And mind you, I'm just a yep all the time, right? And he says, I'd ask for a cork from my wife's mouth. And I thought we were going to go in the ditch. We were laughing so hard. I said, you didn't just say that. We laughed so hard. And it just flew out. Oh my gosh, did we laugh? And I says, after we were all done laughing, I swear to God, we were going to go into pickers. We both laughed so hard. It was so funny. And I says, oh man, after it was all done, I says, I thank him for this and I thank him for that. And I'm going down my list. And he says, you better stop. You're going to give the poor man a headache. My husband is a riot. You know what he said to me? He said when he comes in off the road, I don't know if it's going to be this year. We're hoping, you know. And he said, when I come in off the road, he said, you know, I'll join in your videos with you. He says, we'll do some stuff for your videos. So when my husband does come back, you will have the pleasure of really meeting him. Because with that man around, there is never a dull moment. And you never know what's going to come out of his mouth. He is a riot. I tell you what, some women would have killed their husband if they'd have said, yeah, I want a cork for my wife's mouth. But coming out of my husband's mouth, it was an absolute riot. I never laughed so hard in my life. We never fight, you know. Unless it's politics. We fight over politics now and then. Not really, just, you know, go back and forth. But I don't discuss politics or my religion on here. Many of you know that, you know, I'm a spiritual person. And that's all that needs, you know, that's all I need to say. I keep that between me and the good Lord. And my political standpoint, we won't even go there. That could be dangerous. So anyway, now that my mother is getting a lot better and she's now starting to do a lot for herself, she's getting back her lung capacity, which, you know, she can move more and do more things. That, friends, is why my hair's so short. You know, I told my mother, she says, look at my hair. That's the first thing she said. I went to see her on a Saturday because that morning the nurse said to me they didn't think she was going to make it because she was so sick. And I said, I don't care what's going on up there. I am coming to see my mother. I don't care what I got to wear, what I got to do, what I'm exposed to. I am coming to see my mother. Case closed. So I went up there and I was all in the, almost like a hazmat suit, you know, the face shield, the gown, everything on me. And I walked in her room And I sat at the edge of her bed and I put my hand on her back and I told her I loved her and I just rubbed her back and she says, look at my hair. And I said, who gives a crap about your hair? I said, Mama, you're beautiful. Who cares about your hair? Why are you so worried about your hair? And that's the only thing she said to me was, look at my hair. So I told her, after she come home, I said, you're so worried about your hair. You feel just terrible devastated without your hair. I said, I will go to the beauty shop and I will shave my head right off. I'll shave the hair right off my head and you won't have to go through this alone. At least, we'll both be bald going to the store. And she said, oh, that'd be so fun. She says, but I don't want you to do that because you'll freeze because your hair, you'll freeze without your hair. My head is so cold. She said, I said, well, that's what, I'll go do it. I don't care. And she says, no, please don't do that. So I said to her, all right, I'll just get it cut short. And then I can put a hat on, one of your scarves I can wear with you when we go to the store. She says, oh, that'd be fine. That'd be fine. So that, friends, is why my hair's so short right now. Because when I put a little hat on, all my hair's tucked in it. That's the only way she'll let me support her. She won't let me get my hair shaved off, and I would. And so would my daughter, Susie. She says, I'd do it in a minute. She says, we'd freeze to death, but we'll do it. So, anyway, her hair. She's worried about her hair. She's beautiful. And I said, you're alive, and you're beautiful, and you made it. And your hair will grow back before you know it. They told her she's got 2 more rounds of chemo. And like I've told you before, this chemo that she's on right now is for clinical trial. And she's got 2 more rounds of that, and then she's done. So they said about 3 months after that, she'll have hair. Her hair will grow back within 3 or 4 months after that. She'll have a nice little bit of hair. So that's a good thing. Now that we're past all this and we're starting in the new year, there's a lot of things I want to do. There's just so many things I want to do. A lot of pantry chit chats. I want to do a lot of, the pantry tours, the pantry organization. I want to dedicate a lot of my videos this time to pantry, stock in your pantry, home economics, buying sale items. And I want to help you the best I can to get to the point where I'm at right now, where all I really got to do is, when I go grocery shopping, is buy strictly what's on sale. I don't have to buy, weekly food. I'm so stocked up. And I want to get you to that point, help you get to that point. And with a few tips and talks and chit chats, I think we can do it. But, yeah, so I'm going to, I don't know, I got this chit chat now is for an update. I probably won't be doing much, and I'll probably start in fresh the beginning of the week. Because, quite frankly, with my head cold or whatever they want to call it, I really am drained. And I just want to get that over. And I'll tell you what, I'm just exhausted. And I think it was because I was so stressed. And I really think that had a lot to do with the reason why I'm sick right now. Stress will do a lot of nasty stuff to you. So it's like, now I can take a breath. My husband's back to work. I love him when he's here, though. But my husband is back to work. My mom is home. My sister-in-law is helping her right now, is taking care of her. And she's just as close to her as she is me. So we're all good. And now I can just take the rest of the week till Monday or Sunday, and just relax and rest and get over this and get re-energized and ready to go. And I'll tell you what, friends, we'll be on our way. The first thing we'll have is stock in your pantry. I'll bring you in and I'll show you how I do my pantry. I got to reorganize it, so I'll save it for the video. And I'll show you how I rotate my stuff and get everything, cleaned up and check my seals and all that stuff. But anyway, for now, I think I'm going to go. Today is Wednesday, the 29th. You'll see this video tomorrow on Thursday, tomorrow morning. So Thursday morning, you'll see the video. That'll give me Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to just relax. And Monday, I'll be back. So, anyway, you all, I'm so glad y'all had a wonderful holiday. And stay healthy. Stay safe. Have a wonderful new year. And I'll see you on Monday.